Hey guys, welcome back. Thanks again for joining. For today's prompt, we are going to be doing alphabet drawings. So basically we're going to be going from A through Z, and we are going to be connecting the letters in a way that eventually will create some sort of an image, whether that's an abstract image or something more realistic. That's up to you. Again, don't go into it with the pressure of having to make it look like something, because in that case you might stress yourself out or you're gonna make it harder than it is. We're just going to do this together and see where it takes us. So again, it might be completely abstract, it might actually look like something. All of ours are gonna look different from one another's, so no pressure, like always. So another thing, when drawing the letters, they can be basic stick letters, you can do bubble letters, you can do it graffiti style, you can do multiple different styles. You can make these letters fancy or basic, however you want each one to look. That is fine. If you're doing bubble letters and you want one to be polka dotted, put polka dots in it. We'll decorate them as we go, so I'll give you a bit of time to do each one. So if you're doing basic letters and you find that there's a lot of extra time, that's just in case someone else might be doing something a bit more detailed. So bear with us on that or skip forward. But yeah, I think that's everything. So let's get started. So anywhere on your page, you are going to start with the letter A. Again, it can be simple, it can be fancy, it can be big, it can be little. However you want to do it. It can start at the bottom, the top, the middle, the side, it can be upside down, however you would like. Okay, so take this time now to do the letter A, and we'll come back for the next letter. Okay, so next up is the letter B. Try and have all of your letters attaching in some way, shape, or form. So you're working off your original one. It can be from any side and it doesn't have to be in order. So for example, I could put B over here and C over here, and that's fine, but I want them all to be touching in some way, okay? So let's do the letter B. All right, next up, letter C. Again, it can go anywhere as long as it's attached to either the A or the B, or both if you prefer. But yeah, let's do the letter C. Okay, next up is the letter D. Again, same thing, it can be touching letter A, B, or C, or all of the above, depends kind of what the layout of yours looks like. Just have it attached in some way, shape, or form, okay? Next letter up is E. Keep going and don't think about it too much. You guys are doing great. All right, moving on to the letter F. Keep going. All right, next letter up is the letter G. All right, continuing on, the next letter we are doing is H. Next up is the letter I. Next up is the letter J. Next up is the letter K. All right, moving on to the letter L. Okay, next up is the letter M. Okay, now the letter N. All right, next up is the letter O. All right, now the letter P. Okay, continuing on, the next letter is Q. All right, next up is the letter R. Next up is the letter S. Next up is the letter T. Right, now the letter U. All right, after U is the letter V. Next up is W. All right, next up is X. All right, our second last letter of the alphabet is Y. All right, and our very last letter is Z or Z, however you pronounce it. So squeeze it in wherever you like, and then we'll come back after that. All right, you guys, so you should have a relatively full page filled with the letters of the alphabet. Again, yours can be bubble letters, they can be stick letters, they can be regular. It's however you wanted to do it, so don't compare yours to mine because, like I said, they're all going to be different. The very last thing that I want you to do, I'm going to give you two options. I want you to either use your name or use a word that you would use to describe yourself. So I would either use Ashley, or I would use something like creative or happy or something like that. So pick your word or your name, and I want you to take all the letters that are in that word or your name, and I want you to make them stand out somehow. So for me, I'm going to color in all the letters of the alphabet that are in my name. I'm just going to do my first name. You guys can do first and last. If you don't want to do your name, like I said, you can use a word that you would use to describe yourself. Okay, so if you didn't do bubble letters and you're looking for another way to make them stand out, you can outline those specific letters with a yellow or a bright color. You can put shiny marks around it, however you want to make those letters stand out. Okay, so take your last few minutes to make either your name or the word you would use to describe yourself to stand out, and then we'll come back to close. All right, you guys, so there's mine. I've got the letters of my name all colored in. You guys are welcome to decorate the rest or add more however you like. If you're still feeling like you've got a bit of a creative itch, just keep going. You can add extra things onto there. You can add designs, patterns, whatever you like, but if you're feeling like that's pretty good, then that is perfect. Thank you guys again for joining me today, and yeah, I'll see you next time.